Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Chris with Cooley Outdoors here. I got another solo stove Mesa video for you. This one is going to be a bit of an experiment. I am trying something different for all you who don't have access to wood. Like where I'm at, I'm in the, we like to call the dirty south. So we're gonna try something a little different here. I got these. This is the Xtra Flame. This is the handy size. It's an ambiance ecological wood log. 100% recycled wood, no chemicals, paraffins. Comes in 8 of these. They're about 2.6 pounds. So it's just under 10 kgs for the whole package. It says it burns 3 to 4 hours in an open fireplace and 4 to 6 hours in a wood stove. I just thought this would be interesting. So they're that long, so I kind of broke one down to about between a quarter and a third. So what we're gonna do is I figured I'd just set it in there, and then just enough to get the ring down. We'll give that a try. So what we're gonna do is get after it here. So I got a little piece of fire starter, or of the whatever. I'm gonna push that in. I got my trusty Zippo here. Get this thing going. Okay, so that thing's going. Get this in here. Kind of up against it. So hopefully this will light. I've never tried any of this stuff before, so I have no idea. Like, I don't even know if this stuff will light just like that or not. Never hurts to try. So that's just the fire starter right now. It's kind of whipping up the side. Again, it's minus 14 degrees outside Celsius, so it is a bit chilly. I just thought it might be interesting to try something a little different. I got these at the local Canadian Tire. These are made in Canada. I want to say out east somewhere, like in somewhere Laval, Quebec. But I'm sure there's similar options. You know, if you're in the States or something like that, I imagine more places are trying to utilize some of this kind of stuff. So, like I said, I have no idea if the stuff's gonna burn, but it fills up. There's actually a bigger size. It's called the giant size. I don't know if it will fit, but I almost think it would be too big. Wouldn't give enough room for any air. But I think this thing's gonna fill it up. So if it takes off, then I think we have a good opportunity to have a bit of a fire that'll last a little while. I just thought it'd be nice to try something different other than just pellets. And I mean, we all know wood will work. Just because, well, wood's wood. It's tried, tested, and true. So this is just using some recycled stuff. I mean, this was just over $8 plus tax, so I'll call it 10 bucks Canadian. And if I can do it in like a quarter or a third, I mean, that's 24 to 32 burns or less. I mean, I was breaking it off, and it didn't need an axe or anything like that. It's pretty easy to just pull off a puck. They're kind of in little layers. If you look at it, you can see the cracks and stuff, and it's just easy to pull apart. So you wouldn't even need to have this much in there, I don't think, if you didn't want to. So I'm not sure if it's starting to burn or not. It's kind of hard to tell, but Well, I guess we'll find out pretty quick. The little chunk of, I just wanted to go with a little chunk of fire starter today. I don't know if I need it as much as I did for the pellets and stuff like that, to get things going. No, one doesn't need to be wasteful if you don't have to be. So it looks like it's starting to lip up on the edge here a little bit, so it might just take a little bit to get going. So we'll just kind of let it do its thing. Not sure if it's gonna go or not. Well, it looks like we got a little bit of flame up here on the edge. All we need to do is get it to start. I don't know about you guys, but I just love just watching a flame. It's just kind of peaceful and relaxing. So what I think we're gonna do is I'm just gonna pause the video here, just because everything's cold, and I'll come back and we'll start recording here in about 10-15 minutes, and kind of just give you hopefully then she's taken off. If not, well, then we guess we know in 10-15 minutes, and then we can try something else, maybe a different option. So stay tuned, we'll be back. Alright everybody, we're back. So this is about 5 minutes in. The flame has pretty much died. Thinking it's just due to it just couldn't get lit, so I'm going to try something different here. I'm going to double down on it. I got an idea. So let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to take these, light it, a whole stick this time. And because these can be crunched up, I like the blocks. I'm going to try taking this chunk right here and just setting it over top of that. Let's see if I can get that part lit enough to get the rest of it lit. Like I said, this is a trial, so I don't know exactly how it's going to work, or if it's going to work, or how smoky this stuff's going to be, or if this solo stove, once it gets really going, is going to make this smokeless, or if maybe I'm maybe a little high, but you can still see the rings in there. It's not completely covered, so let's have a look here. So the theory is I can get enough burning that I can get this the log thing going. Now I have a lot more fire starter in there, but the flame looks better. It's looking like it's lighting this stuff. I'm hoping so. And in turn, I hope it lights the other stuff. But if a guy can crumble that up a little bit, it might help give it a little more options to burn on to. That might be a better way of doing it, to be honest. Oh man, it is chilly out here. Got that wind just kind of coming right on from the side, but not too much. And I really hope this goes. Definitely smoking a lot less. It's getting a lot hotter, starting to come through those airports a little bit. So now it's warming up. I can see it's starting to kind of move this way a little bit, so it is starting to light some of this other stuff. Hopefully it can just maintain that. We can get a rip-roaring hot dog roasting fire here. Well, not that I'm going to roast any hot dogs. I didn't prepare again. But one of these days, I'm going to do that. Be nice little fire for s'mores. Or honestly, just sitting there on the deck, having one of these just going. So... I would say this other stuff is burning. The fire sticks, or the fire starter is almost done. This stuff is starting, and that center there, it just wouldn't quite take with the torch. I don't know, just maybe not enough to sustain heat. But so we'll call this about a third of the log, I guess, with that other chunk. So they're about 2.6 pounds a piece, it says. So whatever a third of that is. I'm not good at math the best of times, let alone math in my head. Now you can see it's starting to kind of come around on this side a little bit. Burning on the center. It's coming around this side. I think maybe this time it'll be good. So maybe it's just a little bit better to have some of this stuff kind of broken up, a little more surface area for it to get after. Maybe there's it doesn't look like there's much of a coating, but it's probably been rolled or something like that. So it might not as be as easy to burn. Kind of like a it's not a bark, but it would be because you know how bark is for trees, kind of protects them. So just waiting for this ambiance aspect of it. I mean, it is a nice flame. I do love flame. Like just sitting around and watching it. And it's burning, it's pretty quiet, it's not snapping, popping or nothing, so. Yeah, so we'll try this again. We'll come back in 15-20 minutes and check it out, see how it's looking. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, well, we're back. We are 10 minutes back, and I come outside and this is what I'm seeing. So I'm looking in, and it looks like that partial puck that I got on fire, it looks like it burned. It's still kind of glowing, so it burned fairly well. There's a few embers on the top here, and it's like it started. So I'm going to say this experiment like this is a failure. Unless I could get it lit from underneath and just get it rolling. So my next thought is what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this just die out. I'm going to pull that out once it's cooled off. I'm going to break it all up into chunks. And we're back. So like a couple minutes ago, it was still smoking pretty good. I just had a look, and I just decided to take that little torch, and I just gave a little nudge right on that edge there, and it relit, and starting to kind of come around. So I still think that maybe breaking those pieces, make it into smaller pucks or chunks, will probably burn better. But as of right now, we're lit, and so we'll come back in a bit and see how it's looking. Stay tuned. Alrighty, we're back. It's probably about 20 minutes later. That's kind of what it's looking like. So it's a nice glow, but it's not like a roaring flame or whatever. But I mean, it's looking like it's kind of going all the way around it. So I can see where this is probably burning a little bit slower, so it can last a little longer. Maybe not quite the best for a little fire kind of outside or whatever, but there's a bit of a smell. Yeah, I do know that I smell smoke a little bit more on this stuff than I did with the chips, so I'm not exactly sure what's all in this 100% recycled wood. Maybe it's just wood that I've never smelled being burned before, but it is a constant flame. I mean, you can put your hand about there before it gets like really warm. So I mean, it looks like this is gonna last a while, so we'll come back in a bit. Stay tuned. All right, we're back. So it was just kind of embering down, so I took that one little puck, I broke it up into chunks there and put it on top. It seems like it just didn't take much to light up, so I'm just going to break up a little bit more. I pulled another chunk off, and we'll yeah, that's a little warm. Oop, I really should get some gloves, eh? So yeah, I don't know if this stuff is really, if this ambiance is actually supposed to flame much, or if it's just supposed to kind of get really hot and just kind of burn and not really give the flame. If that's the case, then it's kind of not that fun. See, now you can start to get some flame again here. I just hope maybe it will get hot enough so we can get a good flame going. I just took that big log that was sitting vertical, and I just kind of tipped it over with my knife and just kind of broke it up, and it seemed to kind of work. So yeah, this is what we got going on right now. So once that kind of burned down, we'll see how this goes. I mean, if a person wanted to, you could always just like rip off a chunk there and just continuously kind of feed it, kind of like that, and then so you can get the flame. So I was gonna call it an original failure. I think once you get it going, I think having it in the chunks is probably a better way of doing it. But I think if you just constantly kind of feed it with these little pucks, if you break them off, I think it actually won't be too terrible bad. I mean, you can see how it started to smoke a little bit, and now that the flame's just giving her again, it's a lot better. That's a nice flame. So yeah, anyways folks, so that's what we got here, the handy size Xtra flame. So it does work. I think just because it was a bit of a test, a little kind of made a little learning opportunity. I think that was part of the problem. So, but there we have her. So, anyways, I'm just gonna let this burn down. I mean, that was staying hot. I mean, this has been a couple hours already. So, I'd say you would probably get a nice fire out of it if you just took one of them logs and you just broke it off, and once you got it going, and just kind of threw some chunks in there every once in a while. I think it would be probably a pretty nice evening around the fire. So, and maybe because it's sitting a little lower than it was before, maybe that's just helping it burn, getting some air. So, right on, thanks. Take care. Cheers.